What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lantern, bringing you guys our Week 10 team builder for Waylord, or the wonderful Amateur Invitational League Ridiculous Drafts. I'm not sure what's going on standings-wise right now. I believe I am clinched for playoff spot with only 3 weeks remaining, because I'm pretty sure I can't I can't drop below 7 and 5, and I think that means that I'm clinched. What'll happen is that if the Glendale Gardevoirs lose one more match, then I'm clinched. Then I've clinched the division still. Or basically, there's a ton of scenarios that involve like me winning a match and Gene losing a match, and then I clinch the division. So I think it's still a pretty high chance that I'm gonna win the Lord Conference. Or win the Lord Conference. I'm going to win Division 3, which is the division that I'm in. I think that's a fairly high chance of happening. But let's talk about PokePrimer's team, because that's who we're taking on this week. He's got Primarina, Z-User, Tyrantrum, Z-User, Honchkrow, Kamala, Steelix, Simisear, Machoke, Roserade, Electabuzz, Mesprit, and Leavanny, all of those Z-Users. So only Honchkrow and Kamala are not Z-Users on his team, which is ridiculous. He's got Priority in Honchkrow with Sucker Punch, Kamala with Sucker Punch, hazard setting in Tyrantrum with Rocks, Steelix with Rocks, Roserade with Spikes and Toxic Spikes, Mesprit with Rocks, and Leavanny with Webs. Removal options in Honchkrow with Defog and Kamala with Rapid Spin, so his removal isn't that great either. And then he has 4 times weaknesses in Leavanny to Fire and Flying, and that's it. Yeah, I'm not expecting Simisear, Machoke, or Leavanny. I think Leavanny could come. I don't think he needs Webs against me. My team's not really that fast. And Webs seem like a gigantic waste of time. I do have countermeasures for it anyways. I do think he will bring Roserade for Spikes. I don't necessarily anticipate a super offensive Roserade, although he could opt to do that, just because Porygon 2 kind of switches in on offensive Roserade really easily. But I think he might bring like a utility set with Spikes. Electabuzz I think might come. Steelix I think is a good bring for him. It's a good Yon Mega Check. It's really his only Yon Mega Check if I'm looking at his team. Primarina is 100% coming. It can deal with Darmanitan, and it can hit my team really hard. Tyrantrum's 100% coming, so is Honchkrow. I think all of those are guaranteed. Mesprit's a maybe for me. Kamala's a maybe for me. And Electabuzz is a maybe for me. Excuse me. Ugh. In terms of my team, let's look at my team here. I'm bringing physically defensive Seismitoad with Earthquake, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Stealth Rock. Poison Jab to hit the Primarina. I will naturally outspeed it if he's running no speed. He does have a lot. He's got dual grass, so Seismitoad doesn't look amazing against him, but I kind of need this to deal with Tyrantrum because it's just such a huge threat against my team. I can also hit the Electabuzz super effectively. Same with Simisear. This checks physical Simisear if he's going to opt to bring that. Decent switch into Kamala, decent switch into Machoke as well. Knockoff gets rid of items and stuff like that. I'm really scared of Roserade with this, and I'm definitely not leading this if he's got Leavanny or Roserade, because what he's gonna opt to lead against my Seismitoad. Unless he's scared of Darmanitan, which he might be, I don't know. Next up is Rotom-Mow. We're bringing a speedy offensive Rotom-Mow, Scarf Rotom-Mow actually, with Defog, Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, and Trick. I can trick Scarf onto something worthless, like Machoke, like Kamala I can trick a Scarf onto, like Steelix I can lock into a Scarf, like Mesprit I can lock into a Scarf. Honestly, I just didn't have a better idea for a last move here. Leaf Storm's going to hit his team really hard. I'm running enough investment that my Leaf Storm should be able to OHKO. Oh, excuse me. Should be able to OHKO Speedy Primarina, like no bulk Primarina. I'm OHKOing with the spread. I'm wondering if he might run a lot of speed to deal with Rampardos. Rampardos' speed. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what the investment on the Rotom-Mow is there for. And then I can opt to run a lot of HP. The speed investment is to speed creep over Scarf Tyrantrum or Scarf Honchkrow. One of my moves will deal with them relatively well, whether it be Leaf Storm against the Tyrantrum or Volt Switch against the Honchkrow. His only electric immunity is the Steelix. Electabuzz does not get an electric immunity, so Volt Switch is relatively free because I don't think Steelix wants to switch in on Rotom-Mow anyways. Or I can, at the very least, I can just trick it if it's switching in. We're bringing Sub-Select Darm again, and I'm not going to screw up the HP values this time. Actually, I don't think I did against Ben either, but I've done it in the past where I've run this set like 6 times or something now, and I just screw up the HP like every second time. Running max attack and enough speed for Leavanny. excuse me, I can set up on Simisear really easily. Uh, I can set up on Simisear really easily. I can set up on Leavanny relatively easily. As long as I get the sub off, that's the important thing. Because I'll outspeed the Leavanny unless he's Scarf Leavanny. So as long as I get the sub off, then I'll be in range of Slack. The problem is that I need to set up on... Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to set up for sure, but I think I can do it on a couple things. And if I can't, then I can't. But if I can, then the set beats his entire team. Like 100%, except for Sucker Punch Honchkrow, which I basically need to make sure that I have my sub up. So I might opt to Belly Drum first and then sub second, depending on what he's going to go into there. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Scarf's the better set, but I just kind of opting to go with this because I'm clinched for playoffs, so I'm trying not to try as hard at the end of the season. And when I don't try as hard, I yawn a lot, which is every team builder. P2, bring Analytic P2, because I think he might have some switch-ins to P2, and I want to get some good damage on them. I'm actually bringing a huge meme set with Lock-On plus Zap Cannon. For the things that are weak, like Bolt Beam just destroys his team, right? But the things that are weak to Electric, Lock-On plus Zap Cannon, like Zap Cannon just obliterates them. And so that's going to be the play. But everything else that's not weak to Electric, Ice Beam hits realistically. Like Electabuzz, like Steelix, Mesprit, Machoke. I mean, I'm against neutral things, I'm just going to Zap Cannon them as well. But this is a decent switch into Primarina. Like, Primarina's not doing a whole lot of damage to me because I'm Spit F with Violet, and he doesn't have good knockoff users. His only knockoff user that I see is Leavanny off the top of my head. Leavanny and Mesprit, so I can keep my Violet relatively safely here. We're bringing Yanmega. Let's bring Specs Tinted Lens Yanmega with Air Slash, Bug Buzz, U-Turn, and Defog. Honestly, like Specs Tinted Lens kind of just blows his team apart if I can hit speed tiers that are faster than a lot of his stuff. Like Electabuzz is his fastest, so I'm not exactly anticipating a super duper fast team, but things like Scarf Tyrantrum can just kind of click a rock move against me. Honchkrow can just click Brave Bird against me, you know? So, excuse me, it's dangerous. Yeah, Air Slash and Bug Buzz are just standard U-turns for me to get on out of there, see what his initial switch into Yanmega is going to be, and then Defog is there in case I don't get a Defog off with Rotom. Running enough speed in here again for the Leavanny. Max special attack, a little bit of HP. Last but not least, we're bringing a physically defensive Slurpuff. I'm not bringing any special bulk outside of P2, but this is meant to be my Honchkrow answer, kind of. I've got Citrus Berry on there, so I'll get my Unburden boost, and I've got Wish, Dazzling Gleam, Surf, and Protect, so Wish Protect is really solid. I can always Wish into Yanmega, I can always Wish into my Rotom, Wish into Seismitoad potentially as well. Surf is there to hit the Steelix, which is the thing that resists Dazzling Gleam the most. Roserade is a huge threat to this. But if I'm Belly Drum, then he's got to worry about like return Slurpuff, right? So I just couldn't see anything that I would opt to set up a Belly Drum on his team, if I'm being completely honest, so we're not running that set. I'm running the tiny bit of speed investment in case he runs no speed on Tyrantrum and Honchkrow, and that's essentially the team. So again, we're not taking it super seriously at the end of the season here, but I do want to clinch the division spot because that would be a nice place to be in the season. So that's going to be it for me, guys, and I will catch you guys for the match.